This is Kagoma Reception Center in Changwali Refugee Settlement Camp in Bukinda Village, Changwali Sub-County in Chikobe District. This center is where refugees from Congo are received after their transit through Sebagoro landing site on Lake Albert. Currently, it holds over a total of 3,902 refugees than its holding capacity of 2,000 refugees. This is due to both political and tribal insurgencies taking turns in the eastern part of DR Congo.
This surpassed our holding capacity for this place. Our resources are already strained. We lack sufficient accommodation shelters. This place has only 10 shelters, and out of the 10, 6 are permanent, 4 are semi-permanent. But when you look at the state of the 4 semi-permanent, they're already dilapidated.
Due to the refugee influx, the slow pace of registration of new entrants and limited resources by the Prime Minister's office has made relocation difficult. So far, 1,110 Congolese refugees await relocation.
Amongst these ones, we have 900 so far who have been registered and ready to be relocated. And we have more others who are not yet registered.
We have to do more than what is expected basing on the standard, because the need is high and the staffing levels are low. So that is one of the key challenges.
Amidst the refugee influx at Kagoma Reception Center and the Changwali Refugee Settlement Camp, the camp management is struggling to deal with the reduction of food supplies to these refugees, something that may spark the rise in suicidal cases.
The meals, 400 or to 500 shillings if you had calculated. 13,000, you divide it to those days of the month. It is not enough. And now it has been cut, I think, to 60%, around there. Too much crisis.
We are still trying to understand the impact of these recent decisions. Every day we are seeing new consequences, so this is something that is very much an ongoing work, but the initial assessment indicate a very sharp reduction of assistance, both in terms of future provision of food assistance to refugees.
According to health experts, the reduction of food supply in these camps has affected the administration of treatment, especially for those taking psychotropic drugs. These are supposed to be administered to mentally challenged patients. However, these drugs have advanced effects on patients, especially those that feed poorly.
So you realize that most of the medications that we are providing as a country we call them first generation medications. These are medications that have quite a lot of side effects, but it is what we are able to afford. But in the long run, we have been trying to advocate for the newer generations of medications, lesser side effects.
I think we all know, it's known worldwide, that the food ratio, or the general food assistance, has decreased. You find that the client cannot be able to comply on drugs because the drugs cause them to eat a lot and they don't have enough food to eat.
As government, we cry out for any partners who could be having some funding to give us appropriate medicines that can look into the health of these people.
The current statistics from the United Nations High Commission for Refugees indicate that in 2020, 5 refugees died by suicide and 36 attempted to commit suicide. In 2021, 1 refugee died by suicide and 25 attempted suicide. In 2022, 7 refugees died by suicide and 13 attempted to commit suicide. In 2023, 8 refugees died by suicide and 8 attempted to commit suicide. In 2024, 10 refugees died by suicide and 8 attempted to commit suicide. And from January to date, 1 refugee has so far died by suicide and 1 has attempted to commit suicide. The suicidal cases are mainly caused by lack of enough food, trauma, gender-based violence, and poverty due to limited income. However, there is hope since government, through the Office of the Prime Minister and development partners, are advocating for backyard farming in these communities.
The limit to our ability to do this is dependent on what we are able to raise as part of the seed funding. So one of the ways that local entities can get involved is contribute to this seed fund.
I am BAKER Mulinde for NTV, Changwali Refugee Camp in Chikube District.